and I'm Dwayne's niece. I grew up with my uncle coming to our house for a couple weeks, every couple of years, and he really lit up my life, and I want to share a few stories. I'm pretty sure everyone who knew my uncle would say that he's a really great guy, one who's generous and kind and extremely caring. It's much different to see that from the eyes of a kid, though. I really looked up to him as a person. For one, because I thought he was smart, and secondly, because he never blew me off like the way other adults did. He would take me really seriously, even as a little kid. At least that's how it felt to me. On one of my birthdays, I was able to spend a week with him and Megan here in Colorado. There are so many great things that I could talk about, but I think it would be easier to talk about the one memory that scarred me for life. Skiing. Now, I've been skiing before, but the big mountains are a long shot from the wonderful and short Buck Hill in Minnesota. The ride up itself is amazing, and I think it was the best part of my time there, other than reaching the bottom. Apparently, I went a little too slow. Uncle Dwayne could barely walk afterward. The great thing is that we didn't have to go on another run that day. Now, yes, I did hate skiing, but it was still a great memory for me, and I think it shows how much he cared. Megan offered to stay with me and let him go at a faster pace, because his legs hurt so much. But he stayed there and toughed it out with me and my snail-like pace, although I haven't gone skiing since. Just 3 weeks ago in Minnesota, I was slaving over a hot stove to create the world's best engagement cake for the world's best couple. I was almost done mixing the ingredients when I realized that I was out of baking soda. I begged everyone to take me to the store to get it, but considering Megan had just gone with me, and my mom and dad wouldn't, Uncle Dwayne was my only option. He agreed, just as I knew he would, although the ride to the store was filled with complaints. Whenever I needed something from my uncle, I always knew I would get it, eventually, depending on how much I begged. A third memory I have is from further back than both of these. Uncle Dwayne and Megan were at our house on one of their many week-long journeys into the wild Minnesota. This particular memory sticks with me as one of my favorite nights. Most times my uncle would stay with us. He would play with question cards of a game called Mind Trap. And we would always take the hardest cards on Uncle Dwayne's wishes. This game seemed to intrigue him, considering many of the questions were actually a challenge for him, and I don't think that happened very much. The one I most remember is when we had a question about the detective Shane, who annoyingly finds himself in the most specific and impossible situations. This time, murder, setting some diner, and it was snowing outside. Out of the sparse details the card gave us, we were to come up with the murder weapon. All of us, after 5 minutes, had given it, but not my uncle. After 20 or 30 more minutes, with us all whining and saying, "Can't we hear the answer now? Come on." He came up with a response. Icicle through the heart. Clever, but it was correct. Uncle Dwayne was extremely kind, generous, smart, and patient, which these memories prove. These and many other memories will last my whole life, and he made an impact on me that will last forever.